r/AskReddit. What was your school's huge scandal? Some guy jokingly wrote, if I won't get a B for this I'm going on a rampage, on his English test. Fast forward 15 minutes. A police response unit of 12 stormed the classroom and ducking arrested the shit out of him. Without being brutal, but it still was quite frightening for deterrence reasons I guess. Did he get a B? He's still in prison and now is a B. My high school had some fights that for some reason managed to make the local news, and the principal's words about it were broadcasted as well. She was pissed and talked loudly in a passive-aggressive manner over the announcements the next morning, repeating our school's mission statement over and over, ending the broadcast with record that became a bit of a meme around the school after that, and the school seems to have lightened up about the situation since, because the journalism team's shirts have record that written across the back. My mum was a principal of a school where this happened. The story was run as the school having a fight club on a sensationalist TV program masquerading as news, with the 10 seconds of mobile phone footage played on loop after loop. What had happened is that some kids got into a fight in a park and someone had got a shaky video and put it on MySpace, where it slightly blew up, then got picked up. My mum was livid, because she was turning the school's reputation around. Someone spread photos of naked female students which forced some of them to drop out. This happened at my school, and one girl actually printed out photos of another girl and put them on all of the windshields in the student parking lots. Kids are so ducking cruel. I hope that girl gets her sweet karma. This was a big issue at a school where I used to live. The local police started busting people. They had a big shared drive or something and a lot of people would post to it. At the French-speaking school, some students got suspended because of a song they sang at a talent show. The issue the school had with the song is that it was in English. The students decided to do a sit-in and not go to class in protest of the suspension. Once it hit the news, it reignited a lot of French versus English sentiments throughout the whole town. Quebec or France? New Brunswick. Not a scandal per se, but we had a huge sit-down protest because the cool janitor got fired because of some petty argument with a lunchtime lady who had a lot of pull. Looking back, she was probably ducking the principal. All students from 10th to 12th grade sat down on the floor in the cafeteria when the bell rung at 8:30 am up until the end of class at 3 p.m. The principal came in at the end of the day and said the janitor would resume his employment. We cheered. It made the news. Sometimes what brings the kids together is hating the lunch lady, although that'll change, because by the end of the 4th grade, the lunch lady was actually the person I hung out with the most. My school district gave all high school students laptops that they could bring home with them to use for school work. They could also remotely activate the webcams and spy on students, although of course they didn't tell us this. One kid got caught smoking weed this way while he was in his room at home and I think was going to get suspended. He sued the district in response for invasion of privacy and won the case. It got national media attention for a little while. Good for him. My friend's sister got suspended for a fight she got into after school, off school grounds. Their parents fought it and got the suspension reversed. I'm tired of schools thinking they have any say in what kids do on their own time. Unless a student specifically gets school personnel involved, it's none of their business. A girl in my year lied about having a sexual relationship with a teacher, in gross detail might I add. We all knew that she was straight up crazy and was making it up. But the school board obviously had to take it very seriously and the teacher was fired. Worst part was that the teacher's wife was also a teacher at the school. And so, even though she wasn't fired, she pretty much had to leave her job as well. The school board eventually figured out the girl was lying and offered both teachers their positions back, but they both declined. Poor teachers. Do you know what's up with them now? No, that was back in 11th grade and I'm a junior in college now. I hope they found a job at a new school because word all around was that they were really great teachers and my high school probably didn't pay them anywhere close to enough. My high school guidance counselor ducked a science teacher's wife and everyone knew about it. They got a divorce. Both teachers still work at the same school to this day, and students will never ever let it go. The story has been handed down from year to year. So it is written. So it is told. So let it be written. So let it be done. LOL. That's pretty ballsy to just not give a duck and stay on. We had 2 teachers arrested for secretly recording kids and separate incidents. Our woodshop teacher had a low-angle camera on the floor pointing up towards the seats, and also would slide an iPad out from under his desk when girls would walk up to it. He let a student borrow his flash drive, who found the evidence. Then our speech teacher was caught hiding a camera underneath the sink in one of the private bathrooms that special education used. Second one is in a whole new zip code off screwed up. Unfortunately, the mentally disabled are disproportionately targeted for abuse. The caretaker killed 2 local girls and hid them in the school. He tried using the clay kiln to burn them. He later dumped them a few miles away. Oh, I lived in the UK when that happened. We had literally just moved there. It was very sad. Didn't he get in the news looking for them? His girlfriend was shady too. I don't care who you are to me. If you kill a couple of kids, I'm going straight to the police. It was sad. He did. And that was what aroused suspicion. There was something that came out about their history too. My high school got on national news for someone drawing swastikas. Pregnant 7th grader at the middle school. The shit bandit. Suspected pedophile gym teacher. There was a pregnant 7th grader in my town, too. Every teacher took this as a reason to punish everyone in that grade, even people in other schools, because apparently it meant our generation was immoral. The father of the baby was 19 and under arrest for statutory rape, but never mind that. This was clearly the fault of every 12-year-old in town. Fassapum. One 9th grader broke water on her field trip and one of the teachers had to help deliver the baby. A kid got caught tugging his hog in the library while he and everyone else was taking the SAT. He needed that post-nut clarity. Football coach made smart kids take the SATs for football players so they could get better scholarships. Record that. A gym teacher got caught fooling around with a student or 2. Another gym teacher was having an affair with a school administrator's wife. That one was hilarious because the administrator guy was a total a-hole. It's always a gym teacher, isn't it? A girl in my grade died of a brain tumor a week before the year 12 formal. They buried her the day before the formal. It was ducking horrific. The scandal wasn't so much with the school as with the local hospital. The duckers had told her the migraine she was suffering were just normal stress symptoms, so they didn't pick it up until just before she died. She passed while on the plane to a hospital in the nearest major city. Less than a year later, a teacher also got brain cancer. Before that, the fittest and smartest man I've ever met. Like, crazy healthy. A few other students and teachers have had cancer in the years since, and it's not a big town, so it's a bit weird. There's a part of me that's surprised there hasn't been a scandal about a cancer cluster tbh. High school that I went to as a student. The year I graduated, the gym teacher, who was also the girls' basketball coach and always had the rumors of did he duck so and so, was promoted to assistant principal. I returned from college 4 years later to work there as a TA, and the gym teacher/AP is being transferred to another school because he was caught ducking a guidance counselor. Both of them married. They were caught by a school janitor while doing it in her office after hours. 2 things. We had a bomb threat and the teachers would not tell us who sent it until the school paper leaked it, and for the rest of the year admin and the paper had a back and forth power battle. Not our school but our sister school. The principal of that school got fired because he was found in a hotel room with a dead hooker on the bed and a mountain of coke on the desk. In my senior year, a group of friends, who were goth before goth was really a thing, experienced a tragedy when one of the friends accidentally killed the other. The friend who caused the accident took his life a few weeks later. This touched off a wave of suicides at my school. 5 in total, over the next 3 months. One of our students climbed out of the 11th story window, NYC school, climbed past the safety bars, and threw himself out the window onto the street below. Unfortunately, he did it during Play Street, where our school closes off the street to let the young kids play. It barely missed 3 kids hanging out. Died in front of almost 100 kids. Gym teacher/basketball coach and custodian were caught in the act in the showers. Custodian lost his job, but teacher kept his. Go figure. Mop my slop sink. A very popular guy at my school was arrested for videotaping people using the restroom. He was 18. They were not. Can't believe he videotaped 19-year-olds. That's terrible. Joke's on you. He was the coolest dude in kindergarten. A picture of my senior class in a hot tub got out. There were boys and girls in it at the same time. The administration considered expelling us all. Christian schools are nonsense. Boys and girls sitting in a tub, 5 feet apart because they don't want to be having premarital sex. Vine is eternal. Well, I don't know if this was a school-wide scandal, and it was years after I graduated, but it's a scandal and a half. I went on holiday with my recently graduated brother. I graduated 6 years before him. He had noticed his friends had posted online that they were in that same city too. So we all met up with this group of super young looking dudes, all around 18-19. There was an older looking woman I kind of recognized and I assumed it was an older sister. I spoke to her saying, "Hey, I know you from somewhere." And she says, "Yeah, I teach at the school." It hit me that I'd seen her speech at my other brother's graduation 3 years before that. Then it hit me that she was holding hands and kissing this guy who looked about 15. And she was in her mid-30s. Not to mention his ex-teacher, even though they only hung out before he graduated and then they were instantly official. What the actual duck? Apparently they now live together and she still teaches there. Super weird. Junior high. Girls gym teacher posed for Playboy nude. Everyone saw those pics after one kid's dad recognized her and let his son take them back to school. She got fired. 2 dudes got into a physical fight over a girl. She was lesbian. Someone started a my school gossip girl page and just started duck and roasting people. Really sticking it to them with some properly nasty stuff. It was great for me, as I love drama and am a totally immaculate person. Or just so unimportant I was skipped completely. They never found out who ran it, but I can say that it was vicious, and split the school into factions. War is heck and all that. Regina George is a fugly slap. Made out with a hot dog? That was one time. Had 2 students duck in the library. Large protest caused the school to have to be shut down. One teacher was a pedophile and violated multiple kids. A toilet exploded gas and caused a dozen kids to get sick. Must have been a wicked fart. There were 2 teachers at my school who were in their late 20s, early 30s who were married. The husband cheated on her with another teacher in her late 40s. Their affair was known by basically everyone. They were even caught in the same car after a school excursion by passing students. They were on the same seat. Eventually the wife found out and her office was right next to the mistress apparently, and they moved them to opposite ends of the teacher offices. Also, the husband and wife kept teaching at my school for the entire time I was there, and the husband wound up engaged to his mistress. Apparently the principal was totally on the wife's side and she got days off to prepare for court whilst the husband didn't. How do nearly all the students know all this? Apparently teachers like gossiping as much as students. Can confirm. My wife is a teacher. The gossip is pretty much the same as high school. I think of it like any workplace. There is gossip everywhere I have worked and I can't imagine it's different at any other job.